Well, hello, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another beautiful day here in Chicago. Let's film these tropical plants here on the Michigan Plaza while we're still not worried about frosts or any overnight cold weather here. We'll cross the street here. We'll get across Lake Street here, and yeah, you know, I was gonna go along the Riverwalk, but I checked the hey Christopher, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in. I was gonna do the Riverwalk today, but I checked the boat bridge lift schedule. There's the L train there around in the bend there. We'll head straight towards the loop there. I saw they're gonna do a bridge lift tomorrow for the sailboats. So I got a meeting at 10 o'clock tomorrow, and if I can get out of that meeting by 11, I might start a little early tomorrow, because they'll start at the lake and they'll probably already be down over towards the West Loop by noon. And so that's what happened last year in the fall. See, you know, in the spring they're heading towards the lake and the sailboats, and then they reverse the whole thing in the fall. But hey Christopher, I saw your Miami content. That's great. Thanks for posting like the subway or the train system there in Miami. And we'll go by the Broken English Taco Pub. The train's round in the corner there. There's so many trains in the loop. There's always a train round in the bend there. Isn't that nice? But here, we'll greet everybody here. I'm trying to get situated here. Hey Paula, how you doing there? Yeah, wonderful city of Chicago. Well, I'm glad. Thanks for having a positive view of Chicago. I'm used to so many other people bashing this city. You get it too in New York, I know. And isn't it amazing that you go to Miami? Miami has crime issues just like Chicago and New York, even though it's a smaller city. And people will bash Chicago and New York because of our politics, but they won't bash Miami. Isn't that amazing? Like nothing ever bad happens in Miami. Have they ever watched Miami Vice? You know, you know what I'm talking about, or Bad Boys, or any of those movies. But hey, yeah, we'll take a little walk through the loop here. Here's the Harold Washington College. Taco, how you doing there? John James, Oscar. Thanks for tuning in there, Oscar. Yeah. And yeah, please everybody else, Sharon and Paula. Christopher Dodson posted some videos of Miami there, and I haven't had a time to check it all out there, but yeah, I hope to get down to Miami like New Orleans. I've been putting it off because I'm waiting to winter time here. So yeah, there's looking up Wabash. There's the Jewelers Building, the Trump Tower. Here we got the light here, so let's head on into the city there. Yeah, Adam, how you doing there? How's it going, Adam? Yeah, most people know my politics. I'm a hippie kind of left-leaning person here that lives in Chicago, as you would expect, but I'm more libertarian than most typical Democrats. I'm for First Amendment, and I mean, but yeah, I'm gonna vote, and but I try to run this neutrally like a radio station, because even though I strongly have my own political viewpoints, I realize people tuning in have their own that might differ from mine. And I don't want to have the whole conversation hijacked by political disputes. So that's why I went to sub-only chats in TikTok, because I would just be like filming like this person's gonna get a parking ticket, and someone would be like, oh, Mayor Brandon Johnson's horrible. I'm like, what is that? Person was gonna get a ticket anyway, no matter what the mayor was, you know. And leads all this name calling and stuff. We don't need that, but I think you understand there. Hopeful and blessed. How you doing there? Naya, how you doing there? Yeah, Roxy, and yeah, I covered the DNC convention. If you check out my TikTok, I tried to cover it neutrally. I was with the Palestinian protesters that were protesting the DNC. I also went around and saw some of the people attending. We saw some political figures that were attending the DNC, not, you know, just kind of passing them. And I covered the new Damon stop. There's a new train station there. We also covered the entrances. There was MAGA people there taunting the Democratic people, and I covered that like a journalist. And you can check out my, I did that mainly on TikTok, because that's just when I filmed it there. Here, we'll go by the Chicago Theater here, and we'll head. Actually, I want to cross the street here. We'll try to get across here. Look, they got this whole street blocked off. This is Lake Street at State. And look, see, they were doing trenches behind us. Now they're doing trenches right down here in the street here. So underneath the loop tracks, look at the infrastructure down there underneath Lake Street. And there's the Men at Work right there. And here we'll head across the street here. There's the train. There's the Chicago Theater. So we'll get a better view of the Chicago Theater when I cross the street here. But yeah, I never realized how hard it was just to maintain a narrative during a heated political election year, because there'll be people on the left or people on the right that want to do these gotcha questions or nail me down or get me to take a stand like I'm on a debate or something. And I'm like, look, I'm just running a live stream. I'm just trying to show scenes of the city here in a political city. And, you know, if I stream from Chicago, of course, there's going to be people that are going to bash Chicago because of our perceived liberal bias. You know, I get that. But all cities have it. New York has it, and even Miami. So here we'll Annie, A-N-N-I-E, is that what it says? Are they doing Annie here? November 12th to December 1st. I got to look into that. I don't know if it's the musical Annie or something else. There's the Chicago Theater. There's the State and Lake Station here. We got beautiful sunshine, maybe just barely 70 degrees. We got a pleasant day here. Here's ESPN Chicago, and they're doing a live broadcast there. Yeah, I got videos of Bike the Drive. Look, here's where a person threw rocks at the ABC 7 News here, and that's why since they've done this, they haven't had the curtains open. They used to be able to watch the live broadcast, and it shows you one person, you know, mentally disturbed throwing rocks at a, you know, ABC 7 was the news network that had the debate. And it was right about when the presidential debate was going on that somebody threw a rock at ABC 7 there. Of course, you know, I'm sure they didn't like the mainstream media or whatever it was. Here's the Chicago Theater. Hey, look at the Jewelers building behind there. Yeah, it only takes one to ruin it for the rest of us. I know what you mean there. There's the Gene Siskel Film Center there. I missed it. They had a film festival here, but here's the exit for the Red Line subway. The Red Line subway on both sides of the street there. It's underneath here. This is State Street in Chicago and the Chicago Loop there. May, how you doing there, Mia and Renee and John James and Marco? Yeah, how you doing there? Hopeful and blessed. Yeah, hello. Yeah, shut down Lakeshore Drive. Bike the Drive. Yeah, I got video footage of Bike the Drive. We did that on YouTube. That was back in Labor Day. They used to do it Memorial Day, but they did it. They of course stopped it during the pandemic, and then when they redid it like 2022 there, they did it on Labor Day. They pushed it back. There's the L train stopped on the tracks there. Somebody busted in the Wiener Circle? No way. I'll look into that. Thanks for that information there. See, you knew about that before I do, and I just live a few blocks away from there. I didn't know somebody busted into the Wiener Circle. Of course, there's so many smash and grabs, you know. And here, let's zoom into the train here crossing. This is Washington Street. No, this is Randolph. This is Randolph Street, excuse me. I got the one block over there. You heard that? There's the Muddy Waters mural there. Yeah, nothing sacred, even the Wiener Circle. Here, we'll cross the street here. We can. The traffic keeps on coming. This light seems longer than usual. I don't know why it's taking so long. There we go. So, but the sunshine feels really warm today. And even though it's only 70 degrees here, we'll check out the Nederlander Theater here. Hey, they got something going on here. Yeah, the Blick. We always pass the Blick. J City Walking Girl has some good information about this Blick. You know, I just know that it was after the Century of Progress. It was the German beer hall there, but it also, she remembers it was something else before it was the Blick. And Jay's lived longer in this city than I have. And there, James M. Nederlander Theater. This used to be the Oriental Theater. Of course, that name was problematic, and before that it was the Iroquois Theater, equally problematic. But this is the site of the Iroquois Theater fire. It happened in the early 20th century. It was very tragic. In that alley behind there where we walked down there, there was several people perished. So if you want to, maybe some people think it's haunted. There's the Grater's ice cream, or the Grater's popcorn. What am I saying? Grater's ice cream. I'm thinking of Cincinnati. I know I was in Cincinnati over the past week, and now I'm kicking myself that I did not film. There is a Pete Rose statue there by the Great American Ballpark. I filmed the Johnny Bench statue, and I didn't film the Pete Rose statue, which I was really close to it. And now I'm kicking myself because, of course, I had no idea he was going to pass away this week. It's kind of shocking, the baseball world, and MLB gets what they wanted. Pete Rose died without being nominated for the Hall of Fame. So if they do it now, I will boycott the NFL. I will boycott the MLB if they do it after he dies. Screw the Hall of Fame. Pete Rose belongs in it, despite what he did. He's a flawed individual, just like most sports people are flawed. Other flawed people are in there, including Ty Cobb. And how can you have a Hall of Fame without the all-time hit leader in it? And they punished him by waiting until he died to do it because it was his own ego and his own problems. He wouldn't admit that he gambled on baseball, which he did. And I grew up a Reds fan. I remember when he broke the record, 4,192. I was 10 years old and watched it on TV with my father. So but it just shows MLB, like the NFL, they're just about money. They're just about gambling. We should call MLB the gambling, the sports book that Wrigley Field, Ricketts turned Wrigley Field into a casino. But they're going to punish Pete Rose. Hey, how you doing? That's just my personal opinion. I know other people might have serious problems with Pete Rose, and I understand that. Or most people just don't even care. Hey, here's Daily Plaza. They're doing they're celebrating the 40 years of house music here in Chicago. Here's the Picasso. There's channel. There's the forecast there. Look, 68 today. We got, let me zoom in here. We'll get the well, we missed it there. We're doing the forecast. They're mostly 70s. There's the Picasso. Hey, they got the DJ there playing the house music. Yeah. Hey, he's dancing. We've seen this guy before. Remember, we've seen this guy before. How you doing? How you doing? That's good. Yeah, how you doing? That's good. Yeah, 40 years of house music. Yeah. How you doing, Ricky B there? Thanks for tuning in there at City Hall. There's the First Methodist Church, the tallest church that I know of. Hey, Lorraine, how you doing there? Patty Cakes, how you doing there? Yeah, wait, you want to get up and dance? Let's get up and dance. Look at the Thompson Center. So I'd love to stick around. The problem is I'll have to scrub this music anyway because I'll get a copyright infringement. Christopher, you know what I'm talking about. It's the algorithm finds the copyrighted music there, and maybe we'll cruise back through here later in the lunch hour to see if there's more people dancing on our way back here. But here's the Thompson Center. I went to cruise by this. We filmed this many times here, the construction progress, the State of Illinois building. Of course, Google is renovating this, and they took the entire glass curtain wall off of this. You see the elevator going up there, and you can hear the debris being taken out there. But look how you can look right into the atrium. This Helman Jan designed this. This is a postmodern architectural style with that glass atrium and the curve there. Here, let's head across. This is, let's make sure this car is not going to turn here. This is Clark Street. There, Google's, let me see if I can get the name. Yeah, Katie Chung is the name of the artist. Chris noticed on the scaffolding here, there's this nice artwork, and her name is Katie Chung, is the artist that Google used there for the scaffolding artwork. But here's the Thompson Center. Google's renovating this. Of course, Helmignon. Here we got the right here. Let's peek over the construction wall here and see if we can see what anything happening here. I'll raise the selfie stick here. Of course, they got a crane parked right here, so we'll have to look underneath it. They got a van there. That van wasn't there before. There, you can kind of look in there. Look, they got some booms and cranes there. Adam, yeah. CTA train schedules. Hey, thanks for the good info there. Appreciate it. Yeah, I didn't know that. So we'll look into. Thanks for keeping us up to date with the latest happenings there with the CTA. But here's the look into that atrium. Many people that lived in Chicago, you remember going to this building. The DMV used to be in there, and the food court. You get to all the train stations there. They get to the Blue Line subway, take you to O'Hare. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Let's head over this. Let's see. Which way do we want to go? Yeah, let's go over to LaSalle Street here. So I might cross here so we can kind of view it from across the street there. Yeah, he's The Fugitive. Yeah, The Fugitive movie, it was in here. And they've used, there's the movie Running Scared with Billy Crystal and Gregory Hines. There's an action scene at the end of that movie in the Thompson Center. Does anybody remember that movie? It came out in like 1986, I think. There's a lot of scenes in Chicago in that movie. And in Florida. Here's the City Hall, Cook County building. There's the Thompson Center. It's hard to get it all in. It looks better in landscape, but man, get the train there. Yeah, the CTA needs more safety there. I agree. You know, the latest controversy in Chicago is, you know, of course, there's budget shortfalls because there was all this pandemic money that was burnt through really quickly under the Lori Lightfoot administration. Now we're into the Brandon Johnson administration primarily. And the police are stretched thin. There's working overtime. It's hard to fill positions. I don't blame. Do you want to work for the Chicago Police Department? I couldn't do it. And I commend the families and the people that support the people that do work for the Chicago Police. It's a tough job, even with the past abuses and, you know, positive, negatives, everything. But yeah, the CTA used to have its own police force. They got rid of it, and now there's talk of bringing it back, especially after those murders on the Blue Line. Very, very disturbing that happened just last month, beginning of last month. But here, we'll cross LaSalle Street here. We got this great view to the Board of Trade here, looking south here. Here's LaSalle Street in Chicago, the former financial district of Chicago. And LaSalle and Randolph. We'll view this. You can see the Thompson Center there. And see how they still have the old blue glass curtain wall here. I don't know if they're gonna, I guess they're eventually gonna remove that even too. Here, we'll head across here. We'll film the Cadillac Palace here. Yeah, and there's a few, especially on TikTok, there's a few people that tune in regularly that used to work, they're retired Chicago police officers. And all ethnicities, you know, there's a good perspective that they bring because they could talk about the old beats and how the city changed over time. And as bad as things are now, believe it or not, it used to be worse in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. People from New York City know what I'm talking about. Crime was limited to certain areas within the city, so other people didn't notice it as much, but now the crime's everywhere, including in the suburbs, so now people are much more aware of it. But when it was regulated to the poorer public housing areas, people didn't care as much, and that's a shame. But now that affects everyone, and all people all throughout the country. Of course, crime's a major issue, as it should be. And here the Cadillac Palace there, Hotel Allegro. We're here on Randolph Street here, and we'll head down the L tracks here a little bit under Wells Street here. Yeah, Rosemont, retired police officers. I remember being on a plane to Arizona, and like half the plane was retired CPD or police officers or firefighters and their families, because a lot of them retired in Las Vegas and Arizona. But yeah, there's some streets in certain neighborhoods. the northwest side in Beverly has a lot of people that work for the city because it's kind of suburban even within the city. Here's the Pink Line heading through the loop here. Veins of the city here. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Sorry if I missed your comments here. I'm trying to do too many things at once here. CTA headquarters, West Loop, October 9th. Okay, there you go. Good. See, good. You could, Adam. Thanks for participating in that thing. You know, and make your voice heard there. That's good. Yeah, Chris, Marco. Yeah, thankless job. Yeah, that's good, Adam. Michael Anderson. Yeah. Yeah, Selena, how you doing there? Yeah, thanks to Fugitive. Yeah, we saw that. Bell, how you doing there? Yeah, Edison Park. Yeah, by Edison Park. What do they call that? Sauganash. You go up there by Tui. You know where that Leaning Tower of Pisa is? That's right before you get to Skokie. That's the northern border of Chicago, right there. Yeah, there's a lot of police officers right there. They move. Teachers do the same thing. If you work for the Chicago Teachers Union, you're supposed to live within the city of Chicago. And other cities have that too, if you have civil service, so people don't, you know, they have a stake in the city that they work for and taxes and all that, especially if the pensions. But, yeah, I live in the city too. You know, I've lived in the city for 26 years, paid high taxes the entire time, so I know what it's like. Positive, negatives, everything. Here, we'll cross the street here. We'll cross Wells in Washington here. And, hey, look at that. Look at the light. Look at the light hitting the tracks here. Yeah. See, there's all the trains there. Got a nice information system here. Yeah, we'll head to the other side of the street here. There's the Wells and Washington station here on the underneath. Hey, look at that script. I think I saw that somewhere. Huh. Here we'll yeah, we got the light here. Look at this building. Let me stay out of the sun here. This is one of the rare walk-ups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stories on the corner. And you see how this building is cantilevered over the top of it. I gotta make sure it's not a... Look at this. Look how that portion of the building, and you can see it better if I get across the street here. Let's cross here. It's not actually on top of it, it's to the side, but this portion of the building is cantilevered over this little portion here. Look at that. And then you got this Italianate old storefront there on the corner. Yeah, I would like to see that too, Adam, but you know, it's the fine line of who pays for it. And of course, the CTA fare is subsidized, only $2.50. I wish there was increased service. The problem we have is since the pandemic, and this affects Metro more than it affects the CTA, is ridership's been down because not as many people work downtown, and people are afraid to take the train because of safety concerns. So it's a vicious cycle that we need more people on the trains, but then to have more trains, but then how do you incentivize people to go back to their old commuting patterns when they work from home? And we're never going to go back to the world. We can't put it back the way it was before the pandemic. And so many people telecommute or retired. The stock market has grown so much that so many people don't even need to work. They just, you know, live off of retirement income. And that includes people in their 30s that retire early because they made so much money off of Bitcoin and everything else that they don't even need to work. Isn't that amazing? But we'll see what happens with these Mideast war here. I think, does anybody know, I heard rockets were fired into Israel now. Maybe that hopefully, I really don't want that war to escalate. I know it's bad with Israel and Lebanon with Hezbollah. And it was bad enough with Gaza on the south there with Hamas, but now it might expand to a Mideast regional war if Iran, it depends on what Iran wants to do with their proxies. But here, look at this empty lot here. Yeah, I want to head down the street here. We'll get a nice view to the Sears Tower if we go this way. So we'll cross, we don't head down this way too much here. Is this Franklin? Yeah, Franklin Street here. Loop of Chicago. Here's one of those link stations. They got a little busway, a dedicated bus lane here, and there's a bike path here. See how it goes behind it. So if I cross the street, we'll have a really good view to the Sears Tower here. I know I'm kind of circling around here. We got 1222. See how they converted this office space to housing? They got all the balconies there. Yeah, hopefully it'll return back. Thanks for the good info there, and I appreciate your perspective there. Yeah, I didn't mean to flip out on you the other day there. It just, I get overwhelmed with the comments. You know how my little brain here, sensory overload. There you can see the top of the Sears Tower. It's behind some of the other buildings here. We're heading down Franklin here. There's some outdoor seating here. Hey, got some music. So you're saying that according this music's too loud for me to talk over here. So you're saying according to the statistics, the ridership's back to where it was. Well, that might be true for the CTA. I'll agree with you there. Do you know the Metra? Has the Metra returned? I don't think the Metra has returned to, because I don't see the 500,000 people that used to commute to the Loop. People have been commenting since the year and a half, 2 years I've been live streaming that the Loop is much emptier than it used to be, which is true, because so many fewer people commute to Union, Ogilvie, LaSalle, and Millennium stations. That's from the suburbs. Now, the CTA ridership might be back, that's the city, but the commuter stuff from the suburbs is the people that travel the farthest are probably the most likely to work from home, because, you know, they didn't, that's why they live so far away from the city anyway. They didn't want to be in the city. They only came to the city for their job, you know, if they worked downtown, and then all that financial services stuff is all automated now. It's all algorithms, and you can trade anywhere. Hey, Krista, how you doing there? Yeah, take your concerns to the meeting there. That's good. Yeah, the red line extension's huge. They're going to extend the red line south, further south than 95th. They're going to go all the way down to Pullman. Now, listen, Adam, on my original account, I had a TikTok account. I went down to Pullman. I filmed the Pullman Museum. It's a national historical site. The site of the Pullman, I'm sure you know about Pullman and the labor strike there in the late 1890s and the Pullman railroad cars. We went, Adam, if you check out my TikTok, we went to Union, Illinois, where they have the Railway Museum. I went there with Chris and Brandon, and we went on a steam locomotive that's still in function. We rode a lot of trolleys, and I posted some of that footage. You could watch YouTube on YouTube. The account you're looking at. If you scroll back to the beginning of August, is that when that was? Middle of August. It's chronologically reversed by date. I got a 2-hour video where we walk through that railway museum there. It's out in the northwestern hinterlands of Chicago, and we go through the train yards. We see the old locomotives. We see some of the old Pullman cars. But that Pullman footage I shot on TikTok a year and a half ago, we lost it. TikTok deleted it. TikTok deleted all my Pullman, so I have to go back down there. But that's where 95th, they're going to, there's the Sears Tower, Willis Tower. They're going to extend the red line south. Yeah, YouTube, how's it going? How you doing?
Shout out Gentrify Corporation.
Gentrify Corporation.
Gentrify Corporation. Shout out Arrive Logistics. We're one of the best logistics companies in the country. Y'all need to tap in with us. We'll get you a load. We'll book it for you ASAP.
There you go. There's the commercial. I'll send you the bill. Hey, that's great. Yeah, check it out. That's awesome. See, everything that can be monetized will be monetized. I need to sell advertising here. That's a nice entrepreneurial gentleman there. Let's see here. Ellis Taka. Hey, look how they put that sign up there. Yeah, it's nice. There's some people here getting here, we'll cross the street here. We'll cross Franklin here. So what time we got here? 12:26. We're doing okay. You can see all the way back to the merchandise mart. But yeah, Selena, did you see that? We went with Chris. Thanks to Chris for driving out there. And we had a good time with Brandon. And hey, look at that little scooter. Let's see, which way do we want to go? Let's cross the street here. So this used to be the AT&T building. Now it's something else. I used to walk through. There's a nice atrium where you can look up, but the corporate security always runs me out of there. And we see the fine line between corporate and public space. There's the L going by there on Wells Street. We'll head over to Wacker here for a second. Yeah, Marco, I did Graceland Cemetery. It's on TikTok. Unfortunately, I did it on TikTok. I have several videos from Graceland Cemetery. If you go to my TikTok page, if you follow me on TikTok, I don't know if you're on TikTok. If you message me, I can send you the videos. If we're not friends, let me know what your name is there on TikTok, and I'll befriend you there, and then we can direct message on TikTok. And if not, I'll go back there eventually. Graceland Cemetery is amazing. All the architects and the original, Pullman, Swift, Armour, Marshall Field, Potter Palmer, the Whackers that were instrumental in the 1909 Burnham Plan, of course, Wacker Drive. Louis Sullivan, we saw Richard Nichols' grave. Ernie Banks is buried there. Yeah, we did Graceland Cemetery. Tomorrow, we're at lunchtime, we'll do they're going to lift the Baskill bridges for the sailboats. They're going to do the sailboat bridge lift. And so tomorrow I'll rush over to the river. I'll try to get there early because they'll start early. And we'll see if we can get some bridge lifts here. Look at this. We show this. See, there's a ramp for the cars to go up to the parking garage. And look how there's not a column on the corner. The massive weight of this building is cantilevered onto these columns, and it opens up. And there, not only that, you wrap around with your car drives up there, and there's the elevator bank here, Wacker Drive here. We'll cross the street because we'll get a nice clear view to the Sears Tower. Maybe I can get behind this taxi. Well, no, the median's too strong here, so we'll have to head up here. It would have been hard to see with the sun anyway. The sun's, I have to, maybe I have to go past it and view it from the south. We'll walk around the Sears Tower here. Yeah, the bridge lifts will be nice. So Adam, you know I have a full-time 40 an hour salary day job. I don't just, I know people request that Adam, you understand that I have 65,000 followers on TikTok, even though I only have 2,000 and some on YouTube. And every day I get requests for everything. And please don't be offended if I don't get to your request, because we'll put it on the list and you're about number 1,000 here of things that people want me to film. I'm only one person. There's other people that live stream in this city. Jay City Walking Girl. There's Big Glacier Keys. There's Vic Cohen. There's Gemini. This Gemini on YouTube. He does an amazing amount of content on YouTube. Is much more popular on YouTube than I am. And then of course Nia, not Nia. Nia. There's a different woman that live streams with the same name. And if I'm leaving anybody out, there's other people that live stream here in Chicago. So, I know you got a request. Everybody's got a request, and if I flip out on you, that's why. Because every day they feel like it's a bunch of needy mouths needing content, and I'm only one person. And TikTok pays peanuts. I would very much like to get away from TikTok, but my audience will not follow me on YouTube. YouTube pays much better. So if you can help me convince my audience to follow on YouTube, I greatly appreciate it. So here, let's film the Sears Tower here. So this is the, we're at Wacker Drive here. There's the Sears Tower. And, hey, Sharon, I'm glad you saw that. Yeah, we spent at least 2 hours there. We even saw the woman in the glass box there. There's a little, unfortunately, there was a girl that died when she was young. And it's very like Victorian. They put her in a dress with like a parasol and she's in a glass encased tomb there. And it's very haunting when you see it. We saw a coyote. There's a coyote that lives, there are several coyotes, the family of coyotes that live in Graceland Cemetery, and we saw, I think, a pregnant female coyote. I'm not for sure, and that was magical seeing that in the middle of the day. And see, here's the 311 South Wacker building. There were supposed to be 3 of these. We've walked through that atrium there. Maybe I'll try to walk through that atrium there if we get across the street here. And then we get a nice view of the Sears Tower when we come out there. There's the Board of Trade. So we were at the southern end of the loop here, the southwest corner of the loop. Hey, Isaac, thanks for tuning in there. Yeah, who am I missing? Julie Reed, how you doing there? Yeah. Selena, May. Yeah, okay, we get 6 seconds here. Let's get across here, report this traffic. There's Megabus. So there is still Megabus. I didn't know if Megabus stopped. Maybe that might be Coach or Van Gilder. That's Coach. But here's the Sears Tower. Full height of the Sears Tower, 1,400 feet. You go to the observation deck there on the 103rd floor. Hey, how you doing? Hey, thanks for saying hello. That's great. Brian Really Chicago on YouTube. That's great. Here's, yeah, we'll cross here. Here, Wacker Drive Viaduct. They redid it under the Rahm Emanuel administration. I remember that. We were part of that project too. Here's Sears Tower. So here, let's walk through the front. Let's see. There's a nice park here, and you get some nice views of the tower. There's the old post office building. Now, I used to go inside there, but the corporate security of the old post office doesn't like live streamers, or they just don't like me. And originally I would go in there and film the outdoor public area, but then the last time I went in there they ran me out, so maybe we'll try it again sometime, but I don't have time for it today. There's the old post office. Imagine when Chicago was the mail order capital of the world here, with all the Montgomery Ward and Sears Roebuck orders would go in there. There's the old post office building here. How you doing, sir? Look at that. Look how nice it looks. So here, let's see if this, are you going to stop me? Is it fine if I walk through here?
I can't let you do it like that.
I have to hold it? You want me to hold it with my hand?
Yeah, because...
okay. Is that okay?
Because you...
This is not a selfie stick. This is like an image stabilizer. It's a gimbal that just keeps it steady.
And what is it for?
Oh, this is YouTube. People tune in to visit Chicago, and I explain about the history of the old post office building. This is significant because there were supposed to be 3 towers here. There's the Sears Tower. And if you don't want me to walk through, that's fine. I appreciate it. But is it fine if I just walk through? I'm just going to walk through and come out, and then I'm going to film the Sears Tower coming out the other side there.
Because, going through here in videos is frowned upon.
But is it illegal? It's considered a public atrium, right?
I'm going to call this in, because I'm not going to...
Now, if you don't want me, that's fine. I'll let people know that I'm not welcome. I'm not welcome in 311 South Wacker. That's fine. I love your building, and I love filming it and showing the architecture.
I'm not trying to stop you.
I know you're just doing your job. Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to check to see.
Okay, you can check. Okay, that's fine. And I don't have time. I got to get back. So I appreciate it. Well, I'll try it some other time. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh, no, I know it. You're just doing your job. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, and the funny thing is, if I've entered this several times, if I come from the other side, he wouldn't even have known I would have went in there. Isn't that amazing? And so this is what I was going to try to film here. I can film through the window, because the security would not let me in there. And I got video footage on this before, so I'm not worried about it. The guy's just doing his job. But see, look, the paranoia of corporate security. And you know what does that? Lawyers. I've had, here, hold on a second here. I've had CTA officials tell me I couldn't film in there, even though legally you're allowed to film on the CTA. I've had security guards tell me that I couldn't film in public. And that's laughable, because it always cracks me up that I'm in a public street and some rent-a-cop that's not even a real police officer will, because corporation, there we go. See, I turned that around there. Let's see here. How do we turn this around here? Hey, how you doing there? Everybody, it's Brian Really Chicago. There we go. There's the Sears Tower. So here, let's go over here. And the same thing, I filled this atrium, and then last time I was in this atrium, I saw the security starting to come towards me, so I ran out of there. And I know they got security concerns with the Sears Tower here, but But what do I always say? Corporations or governments unto themselves, they hire their own security like Pinkertons. Money and lawyers is what enforces, and they'll give you a lawsuit, and they'll act like they're the police, but they're not. They're civilians, and millionaires pay them to protect their corporate property. And of course, they have a tough job because there's protesters, and, you know, that guy was just doing his job. I get excited because it makes my job so much harder because I just want to film how nice that interior space looks, and I can't even do it. Oh yeah, he saw how he saw me coming. He's like, this guy looks like trouble. Oh, this guy looks, and so I'm empathetic. Imagine what minorities feel like. You know, I'm a white guy. I look like a hillbilly. Maybe that's why he didn't like me. I look like a hillbilly in the city here, but you know, it's intimidating to walk into corporate space. It's a lot of corporate power projected, you know, and people get, people think everybody's homeless, and I understand that they deal with a lot of homeless. No, he was trying to check. He was afraid for his job. See, and so I know some of the security that work in my building and the security that work in other buildings. He was just worried that he would let me in there, and I would cause trouble, and then he would get in trouble for letting me in there. But lessons learned. If I do this next time, I won't enter that main door. I'll enter the side door, and I've walked through there before, and they didn't even know I was in there. And I got video footage from other times where we walked through. Look at this beautiful facade. I got to cross the street here. Let's run across here as cars traveling. Hey, thanks for staying on here. So see, Adam, see what I deal with. Even filming on the CTA, I've been asked by station agents not to film stations, that I'm just showing people how to use the CTA. Imagine that, Adam. I'm just trying to show people how to use the fare card and the Ventura and how to walk and enter the subway station, and then I get asked to leave. And then so why do people want to visit the city if the CTA acts like that, you know? I don't blame them, you know. So Michael, we've shown that before. I don't know if you've seen where I walked through there. There's like 2 other YouTube videos where I walked through there. I think I got it on TikTok, so I can send it to you, Michael, so you can see what it looks like. It kind of looks like the Rockefeller Center. It's kind of like the statue, like inside, and there's like a restaurant in there. And that's what it is. You know what that is? Just like the old stock exchange building with the nice restaurant at the top. Just like the Ceres. I've had trouble in the Board of Trade here too with the Ceres bar, because a lot of millionaires and billionaires that trade with the Board of Trade and the Merc, they go into that restaurant at lunch, and that they pay the private security to protect those people from vagrants asking for money. And that's why, you know, what do the police do? They stand between you and the people you want to get to, and they protect people in power, and they stop people, and so you're a hired gun for either corporate or government power or state power. OSHA badge. Well, you notice when we filmed Kenny, when Kenny was in Chicago, he was wearing, and he got that from his friends in New York City. He had like a Streets and Sand vest, like one of those neon vests, and he wears headphones so people don't like talk to him. Here, look, there's the Rookery building. Here's Wintrust. We'll cross the street here to show you how you could film here's the Board of Trade here, right underneath the Board of Trade. We'll see it better once we get further down the street here. We'll head up LaSalle, and then we'll spin around. Yeah, that's what it is, Dahmer. You're right. Even though I support the First Amendment, I don't support the First Amendment check people like the guys that stopped the guy. He was trying to exit the post office in Fonzie. What's his name there? Arthur Fonzarelli, the Henry Winkler. Henry Winkler was in a post office because he had to go to the post office to mail somebody. Some jerks were there. They were wearing masks. The people filming were wearing masks. So everybody in the post office was intimidated because when they came, and they were trying to get the footage of Henry Winkler exiting a post office, and some other guy stopped in the door, so it blocked Henry Winkler from getting out. And then they gave that guy a hard trouble, and he's like, well, why are you guys wearing masks filming people? It looks kind of suspicious. And I agree. I would never do that. I showed my face today on this video because I flipped the camera around. I didn't mean to, but so what? People see my face. People recognize me in the street. People film me all the time. Kenny was filming me too. But here's the Chicago Board of Trade here. So many movies were filmed here. There's the Sari statue on top of it there. And see how the Board of Trade, that's the Federal Reserve. See how that mirrors the Wintrust. People get claustrophobic down here. Here's the Rookery. They don't mind me going and filming the Rookery. Isn't that amazing? I usually, they're pretty nice about, as long as you stay in the bottom. Now watch, today they might stop me because that's my luck. But since we didn't go in the other building, we'll go in the Rookery here real quick. And we've gone in here before. It's just, I know some people tuning in might not have seen this in a while. There it is, Rookery Building, Burnham and Root, 1880s. This is load-bearing walls. Look at this amazing building, and we'll show it across the street here. I'll go quiet here, and we'll just try to show you a nice view of the Rookery here. I'm just gonna go right here. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. See, he was like, "Come on in." That's great. Look at these other people here checking it out here. So look at the beautiful ceiling here. This was restored by Frank Lloyd Wright. And look at the light fixtures here. There's some vacancies here. You know, even within the Rookery building, there's some vacant commercial space. But here's the beautiful interior of the Rookery building here in Chicago, LaSalle and Adams Street. And there's an atrium above this. There's a light roof on top of this that exposes the entire interior to light. And look at the staircase, the inverted staircase there. Isn't that nice? Yeah. And so, yeah, Burnham and Root designed this, and then Frank Lloyd Wright restored it, and then even an architect after him restored it in the late 1920s. And then, you know, you have to have a badge to go further up here. Here's the Frank Lloyd Wright and his staircase is this famous staircase that I don't have access to it. That's what above us, that's the light well above us, and when you look down, that's what we're down in this portion there. And look at the detailing here. And then over here is the Burnham and Root. That's what it looks like on the outside. And there's the Frank Lloyd Wright Trust there. You can check that out. And they got books and gifts and all kinds of things you can buy there. But hey, look at this beautiful ceiling here. Hey Lisa, I'm glad you're seeing it here. Yeah. The stairs float, look at that, yeah. Isn't that amazing how the structure, it transfers the weight down there, and there it is. But hey, we'll head back out here. Look at the beautiful elevators here, even the detail above the elevator bank here. Thank you so much, I appreciate it. Thank you, that's great. And there you see, we'll head right back out to LaSalle Street here. And we'll get this great view to the... So, it's 311 South Whackers Lost. I was gonna promote their building, and they don't realize all advertising is good advertising, or all press is good press. Here's the Board of Trade there. It's a classic view. If you get right in the center of the street here, you get this amazing symmetrical view there. Look at that. So here, I'm in the street here. I need to get out here. But here's the Rookery. Actually, I should have crossed the street here. I know I'm going the circuitous route here. There we go. So now we can film the Rookery there. So hey, we'll keep going here. Yeah, free bumper ride, you're right. Well, see, the perils of live streaming are legion. Either you're getting chased out of a building, or someone's yelling at you for filming them, or you're getting hit by a car or a bike, or somebody riding a bike on the sidewalk. You know. Hey, Board of Trade there. LaSalle Street. Look at the sun. So people say the sun never shines on LaSalle Street, but you got to get it right in the middle of the day here. And the sun does shine on LaSalle Street. There's the L train going by there. Michael Rodriguez, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in. If I missed anybody else, Here, we'll head across the street here so we can get the other side of the Rookery building here. Thanks to rain. Yeah, angry fans. Yeah, you can't please everybody. No matter what I film, I find somebody finds it offensive, no matter what it is. I film a pigeon, somebody doesn't like it. They'll tell you about it too. Hey, there's the Rookery there. See how they put the Adams street name in the side of the building there. Look at this, load-bearing walls. 1888, Burnham and Root. Frank Lloyd Wright did the restoration of the atrium there. Yeah, we're dodging stuff all day long. I'm the Artful Dodger. So we got 1247, so I need to make it back to my office here. So I'm going to try to get back to Michigan Avenue here. And we'll see if we can make it back to the Bean here on our way back. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks for dealing with the craziness here. They don't make them like they used to. You're right. Hey, Taco, MBT. Yeah. It's gorgeous. Hey, tipped his hat. He rental cop. I saw that, Dolores. Yeah, I freaked that guy out. I made that guy really, you know, he was searching whether he should allow me or not, you know. The guy for the 311. I never seen anybody stand there. Maybe they had some problems recently where people were. There's the federal courthouse there. And here, this is Clark Street. Here, we'll cross the street here. We'll see if we see the Calder Flamingo statue here in the Federal Plaza. There's a post office right there, this flat building. Mies van der Rohe designed all these things. Of course, you can tell because it. Hey, they got some ghosts out for the paper stores here. Karl Rove. Yeah, extra security, I bet. Yeah. That's good. Well, hey, Lisa, let me know how that goes there. See what the old political strategist has to say. And, okay, am I right that Karl Rove was the strategist for the Bushes, right? And Trump doesn't like him. Isn't that amazing? And am I wrong about that? You know, because Trump doesn't like anything about the Bushes. He considers them neocons, and he wants to distance himself from the neocons. Isn't that interesting? How can you say Bush was a neocon and Reagan wasn't? I don't know. Here's the flamingo statue here in the Federal Plaza, and Calder is the sculptor there. It's a mid-century modern sculpture, just like the Picasso, made out of metal there. And got some pictures of St. Charles Museum. Oh, I like to see that, Chris. Yeah, thanks for doing that. I know you get. Chris gets out to the suburbs and films beautiful historical things he encounters and other architectural stuff, which is great. Here, we'll head by the. This is the Marquette building. Adam and others, I don't know if you've seen the interior of this. I'll just stop in here for 10 seconds to show you the beautiful lobby of the Marquette building, of course, named after Joliet and Marquette. And the French voyagers, they have this amazing mosaic around the elevators here. And there you see the Joliet was a Jesuit, I think. And then above the elevators here, they got the bust of the French voyagers. And then here's my favorite one, Chicago. He was a Michigama, which was part of the Illini Confederacy. And he went to visit King George, or the King Louis XV in France in 1725. Can you believe that? But this beautiful lobby, the Marquette building here, I'll tell you all about it here. Fortunately, I don't have time to spend here. If I go up to the second level, I lose my connection. I might have lost my connection here, but and there's that blue line. I almost fall into the stairs there. You got to watch where you're going. Again, the perils of live streaming. Hey, you've seen it a million times, Adam. You know that's great. I'm glad you're aware of that. That's good. You know your historical buildings here in Chicago. That's good. Karl Rove is a professor at UT Austin. That's it. Yeah, I guess he is from Texas, right? Yeah, just like the Bushes there. They're Kardashians. I saw that, Richie B. That's awesome. Why aren't the Trumps Kardashians? They roll with the high rollers. They go to the tennis event and want to be seen in the celebrity press and Page Six and all that stuff. You know, how are the Trumps not the Kardashians? I know the Bushes. I get that. You know, especially the twins and all that. You know, here we'll cross Dearborn here. What time we got? 12:52. There's no way I'm going to make it back to work in time. I always go too far, and it takes me too long to get back to work here. But here's the Inland Steel Building. So, Inland Steel Building, a very important mid-century modern here in the center of the loop, along with the Chase Building. It's got that curve in it. But the Inland Steel Building, again, doesn't have a corner column. This is probably one of the first buildings not to have a corner column, even before the City Court Building in New York. And it's very ultra modern. I think SOM, Skidmore, Owings & Merrill was the architecture firm here. We'll walk right by it here. The Inland Steel Building in Chicago, important architectural and engineering skyscraper here. So here we'll head over to State Street. See, look, no corner column. All the weights on these side columns. It frees up the entire floor plate with just the elevator lobby. And the open floor plate was formed there became all the Class A. And Ukraine. Oh, okay, yeah, Ukraine. Yeah, the Ukraine. They act like aliens. That's awesome. There, it's CIBC Theater. Hi, Ali, Kimbo. Beauty and the Beast. Titanic with the French. What is the Titanic with the French? What is that? Shucks. Clue, live on stage, CIBC Theater here. We're on Monroe Street. This is Monroe and State. Yeah, we'll head right over to Millennium Park. All these cars making noise. Here, let's see if we get across State Street before the light changes here. No, we're not going to make it. That's okay. So I'll head up a block here on State Street. Here's the Palmer House Hilton. Palmer House Hilton there, Potter Palmer and his wife Bertha Honore. Of course, we saw their final resting place there in the Graceland Cemetery. I think I got a TikTok on that. We're good, thanks, John James. Clear the rear. But yeah, I find it interesting. You know, this is the only contrast I'll make between the conventions for right now, is that Kamala, who did she have? She had Obama, she had Clinton. Hey, today is, hey, how you doing, sir? Today is Jimmy Carter's 100th birthday, and long live Jimmy Carter. He's been in hospice for months now, but he didn't speak, but you know what I mean. Who did Trump have? He did not have the Bushes. He did not have Mitt Romney. None of those people. He completely distanced himself from the clean break from the past of the Republican Party. Isn't that interesting? That's why I said the Republican Party under Trump is a different party. And that proves it to me. It's the clean break from the Bushes. And they still want to associate themselves with Reagan, but how Bush was part of the Reagan administration. You know, to me it's a continuum, but maybe it's not. Hey, Carson Prairie Scott. Here's the Carson Prairie Scott building. Here, now it's the Gothic Target. We'll go right by it here so you can see the beautiful facade there. We'll cross the street here so we can film the whole thing here. First president to make it to 100. Long live Jimmy Carter. That is great. Despite what you think about his politics, you know, Jimmy Carter, he tried to do the best he could. Habitat for Humanity. And hey, there's the old train going by there. We'll cross the street here at State Street. There you can see the Louis Sullivan's Carson Prairie Scott building there. Now it's the Gothic Target. Now it's called the Sullivan Center. Those big Chicago windows, the Chicago style architecture, those giant windows, which are great for ground floor retail before the age of smash and grab. And you see it here on this Walgreens here. Look at this nice, this building has the Chicago style windows too. And so does this one. See all these giant windows? Steel frame construction made it possible. Before that, walls had to be really thick, like the Monadnock building. Load-bearing walls. They'd be little bitty punched-out windows like that. Palmer House, that's great. Hey, look at that. There's the, look at that. There's the cast iron detailing there on the Louis Sullivan design, Carson Prairie Scott here in Chicago. Yeah, thanks, Chris. Thanks for the good comment there. Yeah, you know, remember Carter was after Watergate and after Ford. Ford was appointed after Nixon. So Carter was supposed to be a clean break from the Watergate era, but then he got mired in the Iran hostage crisis and the oil embargo and the stagflation of the 70s. And then we got Reagan after that. So I argue he was too nice. He took the speed limit down to 55, and he probably lost votes because of that. He was mocked because he wore a sweater and put solar panels on the White House, and then Reagan took them off. That's awesome. I guess there's a new Reagan movie out. Has anybody seen the new Reagan movie? My aunt saw it. She said it was good. I would like to see it because I like historical movies about any president. And here, we'll go by the tacos here. We'll head under Wabash. Well, we want to film the Bean here, so we'll wait till this traffic clears out here. Where are we at here? Madison. Yeah, we want to head across here, so I'll wait for this traffic to clear out and we'll cross the street there. Miller's Pub. Yeah, Miller's Pub is right. Oh, sorry. Miller's Pub's right down there. We can barely see the sign. It's like 2 blocks down there, but firstly, we go by Miller's Pub every once in a while. I've eaten there. It's great. We've gone inside. But I don't have time to go down there. We're by Jewelers Row here on Wabash. Here's the Wabash L tracks here. We'll head over to Millennium Park. We got 1259 here. Hey, look at that pink. Wow, is that a pink Dodge Charger? Huh. Jimmy and Rosla's marriage. There you go. Yeah. The old peanut farmer from Georgia. There's Chicago Landmark Diamond Center. There's the link, Madison, Wabash. Yeah, we'll head right over to Millennium Park there. Extended hours. There you go there. See, we're started the, you can start your Christmas shopping already there. Thanks for the good info there, Adam. That's good. There, Royo Sushi here. Diamonds Incorporated, Jewelers Row here on Wabash. Look at this building there. Look at that. Like, you almost don't notice that building. It's stuck between these other buildings here. Chicago. Chris, this is the side entrance for the Chicago Athletic Association. So that connects to the Chicago Athletic Association, that hotel, and you could go through there. I should try that sometime. That might be an easier way for me to sneak in there. I won't have to go in the main entrance, and I could go into the Chicago Athletic Hotel there. But here we're going to pop out of Millennium Park. I'll film the Bean from across the street here. We won't go up in there. I don't have time. We were there this morning on TikTok. We filmed it early in the morning. Yeah. I know. They're doing Christmas shopping before Halloween. Everything. See, it shows you what a commercial society we live in. I want to get across the street here. What a everything's materialistic. You know, you express your love by buying somebody something. Can't you just like tell them you love them and buy them nothing, you know? No, you must buy them a gift. You must buy them a car. You must buy them a cruise. Yeah, Taco Bell. Here, look at that view to the Wrigley Building here. We're crossing Michigan Avenue here, right by the Bean here at Millennium Park. Hey, how you doing there? Let's see who's behind here. You met Paul Volcker when he worked at Bear Stearns. He was still defended his monetary policy during Carter's stagflation. Yeah, Paul Volcker is an interesting character. Yeah, I guess he was appointed under the Carter administration. He was the head of the Federal Reserve. And Paul Volcker had an interesting task that's unlike it's similar, but it's a completely different situation than what Jerome Powell's dealing with now. But we had major stagflation and inflation during the 70s, and in order for them to stop inflation, they had to raise interest rates. Paul Volcker had to raise interest rates to what, 12, 14%? It was amazing how high in the early 80s, and that was under the Reagan administration. There was a recession in the early 80s, and Reagan was very fortunate that what Paul Volcker did stopped inflation and allowed for the Morning in America commercials of Reaganomics to win him a second election, which, you know, we can debate what was the real cause of that. But then Reagan notoriously cut taxes, which had a lot to do with it. But then the deficit started to grow under Reagan, and that's when deficits stopped mattering, right? There's the nice banner. We could have got the nice banner if I would have stayed on that side. Doesn't matter which side of the street I do here. We always there's always something more interesting across the other side of the street here. But we'll just head back to work here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to sign off a little bit early here since I went long today. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and thanks Dahmer and Adam and Marco and Michael and everybody. Chris, thanks for the good commentary. Taco, and everybody else tuning in. I really appreciate it. We'll see you on TikTok tonight. If I missed anybody, thanks for your comments. And yeah, we'll listen to this wonderful blues music here. Yeah, architects like columns. That's good. Ukraine. Okay, we'll see you, Richie B, Chris. All right, see you, everybody. Have a good day here from Chicago. And I'll sign off here. We'll show this bike heading by here. And there's the Wrigley building there. Have a good day, everybody. We'll talk to you later from Chicago. We'll see you on TikTok tonight there. See you, John James, Lambie T, May, Mia, Nia, Naya. Thanks, everybody there. We'll talk to you later here from Chicago. Peace, Lisa. See you later there. Dahmer and everybody else. Okay, bye. Kevin, food's pretty good at Miller's. It's just regular, you know, like a sit-down diner. They're known for the ribs, but they got good comfort food like open-faced sandwiches and stuff like that. Okay, we'll see you later there.